Okay, it is the 6th of August 2015, and this is another episode of Alone in the Dark with Isaac David Brigmond. I just wanted to talk to y'all right now about, I've seen some videos on YouTube that made me take the opportunity to ask myself this question. Why do some people lose their heads when they do videos? They'll do these game videos where it's about the game, and then they'll turn around and when they do these videos, they actually act like if they can't win at the game or can't play the game right, they just go nuts. And you have to look at them with this attitude like it's just a game. But some folks take it upon themselves to get upset and just lose it. And people, this is some more random stuff I talk about on this show. How about the one about where you're the guy and you watch TV and you see all the people that are on the elections. Hold on here. They're on the elections for president. You say, okay, here's this guy, here's this guy, here's this guy, here's this guy. Okay, so you get the image. You figured out who they were, who these guys are, and you know something about them. And I've heard the story that when you run for a politician position like president or vice president or whatever, they say that, or governor or whatever, that when you run for these positions, that you will automatically change your point of view once you are in that office. Like if you want to run for president and you get president, that your soul will basically be taken over by the position you have chosen. Like it possesses you and it makes you become a different guy than what you normally are. And I don't know. I guess it could happen, I guess. Like Mike Huckabee, if he wants to be the man to put God back in the White House. Well, that's good, but a lot of people tell me not to be believing in that and to believe in what I see and hear, not what is said by somebody who, because they can say all day and night what they're going to do, but if they don't show it, they don't have a proof of it. And I think, well, okay then. Then I see where people get all upset at you because you agree with what the person said, but you don't agree to it to a certain extent. So the moral of that story is, if you know what you're about to do or say to somebody, would you do it or would you say it? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out where people get off on this attitude about, you're not supposed to take things too seriously in life. And there's a lot of times in life I've said to people what I felt about them, and then I look back and said, yeah, I might have felt that at one time, but then all of a sudden my feelings changed because I didn't know if I could really do towards them what we talked about. And that's how I feel. And I apologize if I did the wrong thing about that. I cared and all, but it's just hard to care about a person that you may never see, man, woman, or child. And, I also understand that when I invite y'all to church, it kind of hurts my feelings when you don't show up, but I understand that some of y'all don't care. You really don't care. You probably wonder, why do I try? Because God told me to. And if me and God's in an agreement about something I should do, then what's the problem? Maybe I just need to have patience, and one day you'll see something will hit you in the head from God that'll tell you should have been a certain way. And then you'll be like, well, if I'd have been that way before, would I have gotten to a certain level I should have been at? Yeah, if you'd listened to God before, you would get somewhere. That's what I'm saying. God don't tell you to do something that's going to get you in trouble. God tells you to do something that's going to help you. He's trying to help you out. I mean, some people tell me all this time that I'm talking to y'all that, when I say some of what I say, watch out. Not because it's wrong to say these things, but I just kind of don't want me to be honest to what I thought was honesty and then find out later, nope, it wasn't honesty. It was me having feelings about a subject that I shouldn't have these feelings about. Like saying if you like something someone done or will do or should do, and then They don't do it to a point where, like a good example. Okay, so don't put too much faith in someone who says they're in with God, or don't put too much faith in a politician who tells you the right things in life, or somebody who says he's your friend, unless he can prove to you that he really is your friend. And I look at that like, well, yeah, it's true, but I don't want to sit there and hear of y'all looking at me like I'm a dummy because I didn't say certain things or didn't do certain things. Well, knowing I'm only saying and doing what I can say or do. I don't know any other way to act towards y'all, because I'm telling y'all that this man, this woman or child that I'm speaking of, they said something to me. Yeah, they did. But what they said was that they knew how they should act or shouldn't act towards you or me or however. And then it's like, well, no, if I did that to you, like, give an example. Okay, say I put all my faith in this guy who says he's a preacher, or put all my faith in this guy who says he's a politician, or a judge, or a doctor, who promises good things to you, and you feel like it's coming from God, and then later on you find out, nah, it was one of those false promises that came from the devil, who the devil has a way of making you believe that God said something he didn't say, and then you fall for it, and then you find out you're in a mess. So the moral of that story is, don't believe everything the devil tells you. Find out from God first, because, you know, it could be a lie, and you don't want to end up with that mess. And that's what people have been trying to get through to my head, that they've been saying, don't put all this faith in these people, because they speak it, but can they act upon what they spoke about? If they can't, then what are you doing? You're following somebody that don't tell you the truth. And I'm sorry if I did that to y'all. Going in another room here. But anyway, the point of my story is, I don't understand why some folks think that it's so cute to be like, you know, hey, this is what happens or don't happen. And I've seen things in my lifetime. I'm not going to doubt that there is such a thing as angels, ghosts, things like that. But I just don't want to put too much faith in this subject and find out later, oh boy. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be that one dude that gets out there in the Twilight Zone and finds out. And I know that when I get to a certain... I know what's going on. Because I've seen... Hold on here. Yep, something's getting a hold of it. If you want to start with me, I'll start with you. I mean, and I tell you, people, when y'all go to talking about something, if you don't know what you're talking about, don't say nothing about it, because you'll find out later, wow. You know, I ain't trying to be dirty, but I just know what I know about people and places and things, and I don't feel comfortable about it as much as you do. Like, you'll get somewhere and you'll see something that don't add up right in your mind, and you'll say, man, this don't work right, or this don't seem right. And then you find out later why it don't seem right. It's because them people that's been dealing with you on this issue scare you to death. Like if you was to go out in public and talk to some guy or some girl, and they go promising you that they'll do this stuff for you, then you find out later, nah, they're lying, because if they were serious, they would actually do it, not play like they would do it. And you don't want to be in a position where they say, yep, I'm going to do this for you. I mean, I ain't trying to be dirty, but I've seen it happen before, where you got these grown butt men talking to you, and they'll tell you exactly what you want to hear. Then when they got you believing that mess, then they say, Surprise. It was all a scam to get your money or to get your attitude or get whatever from you. And you look at them like, brother, please, why'd you do that to me? Then when they finally tell you why they done it to you, it's like, oh, okay. See, that's what I don't get. Explain this to me, people. Why does people say, today we're going to talk about this, and then they stop, and then they don't finish the story, and you're like, yeah, well, if y'all really were serious about all that, why didn't you just go ahead and do the thing you said you're going to do or talk about? You know, if you're going to talk about it, talk about it. If you're not going to deal with it, don't deal with it. I've seen grown men have too many problems in their life where they looked you dead in the eyeballs and said, here's what I'm going to do for you. And you say, well, good for it. Let's go at it. Then you find out later, nah, they weren't serious. I don't play like that, but if you're going to talk that way to me, if you're going to tell me you're going to do something to me, for me, with me, about me, be serious. Don't play head games. And don't be acting like you're so wizardy or whatever. You know, if you're not a wizard in the particular position we're talking about, don't bring it up. Because I've seen you folks say, hey, dude, come here. And then you come to them, what's up? I'm going to do this for you if you do this for me. Then you do something for them, and then they find out, ha, got you. Well, I ain't doing jack for you. And you say, well, if that's how you going to be, leave me alone. Then by then it's too late. They done got something out you. But you have to realize people are smart enough to do dumb things to people. They're smart enough to do dumb things that they meant to do on purpose because they got you where they want you. In other words, if somebody talks you into talking to them and then you have feelings for them later on, you may have to kick yourself in the butt because you said and done things you shouldn't have done to them, and now, whoa. But I'll talk to y'all later. But before I go, just remember, the moral of my story is, when you're talking to people, watch who you're talking to and what they're saying to you. All right. Have a nice day.